Welcome, everyone. This is your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. First of all, this channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have dice, miniatures, game master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment. And make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Tonight, I am going to talk about something related somewhat with a comment made by one of my viewers, Cry of Heart. I will get into it when I go deeper into the finer points of the players connecting the dots when it comes to aesthetics in tabletop RPG sessions. My viewer, Cry of Heart, mentioned that when he runs games, he likes doing it using the mind's eye because that way everybody is imagining what they want. That is, there is some consistency, but they are not influenced by images, illustrations, photographs. He describes, as I understand it, he describes and the players imagine. Beautiful, right? And curiously enough, I was going to make a video related to that, so I told him, I'm going to mention your comment because it's going to be related to my video. So I would refer to this as the players connecting the aesthetic dots. Sometimes game masters they find it a bit complex knowing how much information is too much when describing the encounters, the scenes. You want to describe enough so that the players have a clear picture in their minds of the situation. But if you dump so much information, it becomes a chore. And this is the fault of certain modules and certain game masters that like the sound of their voice too much. Giving an example of the modules, the horrible way Wizards of the Coast has some Dungeons and Dragons modules described, the way that they describe the rooms, the encounters. Instead of giving you the essentials, they start describing the sheets, the post of the bed when you enter the bedroom, the table, the wallpaper, the mosaics. The beautiful thing about tabletop RPGs when it comes to the aesthetics is that everybody is imagining what he or she wants. You have the structure, the basic composition. In the case of the bedroom, there is a bedroom. You know that there is going to be a bed, and the game master describes there is a bed, a chest, and a wardrobe. Perhaps like a little embellishment. The wood is finely carved. If the players want to obtain further information about any of those things, about the bed, about the wardrobe, about maybe the player really wants to know how the engravings, the embellishments of the wood, what do they look like, right? The player wants to know exactly how they look like. I approach the wardrobe and examine it to appreciate the embellishments. Another game master, because the player wants to know, can elaborate further. You see carvings of plants and rabbits. As simple as that. And there are, like I said, there are game masters that are so in love with their sound of their voice, they don't stop talking. Cyberpunk setting. You are driving across along the coastline. You can see the sun reflecting on the car. You can see the advertisements as you drive close to them. The air smells like salted water. You can see in the distance Two red buildings. You drive past the. As you continue, there are two people smiling at each other on the side. You keep on going, and there is a soda can on the side of the road. That is not important. That is not important. If you want to add atmosphere embellishments, you drive along the coastline. You smell the seawater and appreciate the details of the city, the advertisements, the people moving around. That is it. That is it. Do not prolong that. This is not a lecture. This is not you telling a story to the players. This is story time. Okay, children, gather around. You want to give the essentials, the dots, the aesthetic dots. And the players are going to connect those dots with their own thoughts, their own perception, their own imagination. When you describe a room, the color of the curtains is oftentimes not important. You don't need to describe that the curtains are of a tone 60% red, 40% yellow. Just give enough, and the players will connect those dots, will fill in the gaps. That's the power of imagination. And that's why tabletop RPGs surpass so many other forms of entertainment. For example, when it comes to the aesthetics in video games, you could have six people playing the same video game, and some of them are going to love that art. Some others, perhaps, will think it's okay. Some others may dislike it. But in tabletop RPGs, because not everybody is looking at a screen, each person in the session looks at the situation exactly like he or she wants the situation to look. Let's say that you're playing an anime session. Maybe one appreciates or prefers anime in the 80s style. Maybe someone else in the 90s. Maybe someone else in the current 20s. Everybody is pleased. Everybody is happy with the way that the world looks because you are not influencing their minds with an overload of details. You have just given the essentials. They can fill in the rest. That's my personal preference, but I advise against using handouts. I think description paints an even more colorful picture, a brighter or more intense panorama, because now you are not influencing the players. And my viewer, Cryo4, also said that he doesn't use images. He keeps everything through description. So definitely some things to consider, right? Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider joining as a member using the super thanks button. Take a look at the information in the description and in the pinned comment. One more thing. And the reason why Wizards of the Coast did that with that overload of information is because they wanted to raise the page count so the book would be thicker and it would be more expensive, or they would justify how expensive the book is when they are selling it. This has been your host, Abraham L. Jaguar, and remember, a professional game master, and remember, in tabletop role-playing games, you are not having a conversation about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.